Hello and welcome back to the Pub Test Podcast. Tom, focus. This is the first of our NBA 2023-2024 preview episodes. That's exciting to say.
It is.
Party time.
The season is not far away, just over 2 weeks away. Or 2 weeks on the dot from when this gets released.
Well done.
The NBA season, thanks. The NBA season will start.
That's great clock management.
Yeah.
That is great clock management. I don't think I can think on my feet quick enough to say that. So well done.
That's why Riley introduces the podcast.
By the way, we've stuffed this order up because we just did the footy podcast first, and we said welcome back, Riley. This is getting released before the footy podcast. So
Yep.
Riley,
I get
welcome
two
back.
welcomes. Thank you.
You're back in Australia.
Yes.
Obviously, how was Brighton?
Brighton was
Or
fantastic.
Ditchling or near Brighton.
Same. It was great. It was really good fun.
Ding-a-ling.
Nice ding-a-ling.
Yeah, I'll leave the non-PG stuff for off the record, but it was fantastic. It flew by. Experience of a lifetime. So if you're listening, Ditchling, thank you.
I'm sure there might be one or two.
But happy to be back.
Nice.
See family, see you boys.
Yeah,
Star.
we missed you. I think we all missed
Thanks.
Oh, I missed him heaps, mate.
you. I think
Yeah.
most would say that. Also, welcome back to Corey. You've
Yes.
become a regular now.
What's this? Number 4?
I think this would be the
Yeah.
fourth.
What do we say, Tom? What is he?
He's part of the furniture.
There you go.
Just blending in.
Everyone
He
is
just
going
keeps
to be
walking in the door.
so confused when they listen to the one that we recorded first.
Yeah, we stuffed up the order. So we acted like that was the first one back, but it wasn't. So,
It's fine.
but yeah, welcome back. You've been getting some good reviews, so we had to have you back again. And this is, would you say that NBA is more your strength, or would you say footy's more your strength?
Oh, I'd say more recently it's almost swapped over. I certainly used to be more of a basketball
Yeah,
fan than
that's
I
what
was
I
a
had in my
footy
head.
fan. But I did really get into the footy this year.
Whoa,
Yeah, long time NBA fan. So
nice. That was not a fart. That was my hand.
Was that your third leg crawling along the ground? Was
my
that-
hand, my hand moving on this chair. So apologies for that.
sword.
Yep.
Unprofessionalism. But
Fruit Ninja. Okay. So, NBA. Let's do it. So, the way this is going to work, we're going to have first the Eastern Conference in this episode. The second one will be the Western Conference. Then the third one will be more of like an individual awards, etc. So, first up is the Eastern Conference. And I think we're just going to get straight into it, if that's okay
of course
Love
it
it.
with
is.
you two. First question is, which team in the Eastern Conference do you think is the toughest to predict this season? Corey. I can call you that now. Corey.
Yes, that's me representing myself. Also confusing for the
Yes.
We have started this
Just
order up.
wait
Wait for the
5
footage.
days. And
Yes. You'll get there. we
Inside
promise.
jokes.
Love to be part of them. Well, I mean, I found it pretty easy to find the toughest team to predict, if that makes sense.
Yes.
The 76ers for me,
That was my top one,
it's-
you dog.
with Harden requesting a trade, you just can't tell whether or not they're going to blow it up. How's Embiid going to see it? How's Maxey going to go being the number one ball handler? Is Embiid going to have that same sort of production without Harden being able to feed him the ball? It's just, there's so many question marks surrounding this season. I don't think they're going to I don't know what they're going to get back for Harden once he does eventually go. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be intriguing.
There's question marks. There really is.
Yeah.
Because there is serious potential of a Harden leaving, Embiid requesting a trade, big blow up. They start from square one. Nick Nurse just gets stuck with an absolute shit show of a roster.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably more likely.
Yeah.
I just don't see a scenario where this works in some fairy tale 76ers run to the finals, because Harden has just proven that like he's so untrustworthy. It's not even
Yeah.
funny. But is there any market for him anymore? Like, that's what I'm most worried about. Is there a market for him?
Well, he wants that LA market, doesn't he? Like, the Clippers has been the team that's been floated. I can't see how he gets there where Philadelphia get a sizable package where they will still contend. It'll pretty much just be Embiid, Maxey, and role players, which might be enough. It could be enough, but for me, they've got as lower, like they've got as high a ceiling as finishing top 4 in the conference, and they could well miss for me
That would be
if it goes the wrong way.
genuine panic stations.
Yeah. Well,
Failure.
Embiid is gone.
Yeah.
But if they're looking anywhere near like missing the playoffs come the midway point of the season, flag Embiid.
Surely it's more likely that the 76ers get back picks for Harden as opposed to players, or good players anyway, because who's trading for Harden and giving up a good piece. The whole reason you trade for Harden's either you're a shit team that just needs some sort of reason to buy tickets, or you're a good team that doesn't want to give up. Like the Clippers are not giving up anything, like any players.
Jeez, I hope not.
Either, right?
You just they would have given up for Russ.
Well, that's what I remember talking about it with Sapper and Cloudy at cricket, and they were saying, well, if there ends up being no market for him, and you just lowball them with Terrence Mann, some other young kid in one pick, maybe they say yes. But I was like, that is just an awful package. Maybe they have to take it. Maybe they have to just get off of him and start again. I don't know, but I would not be a fan of us getting him. I just don't want to touch him with a 10-foot pole, to be honest with you. We've got enough question marks as it is. Talk about it next week, but
an old injury prone to add to other guys that are injury prone.
Sook.
Tough time to be a Sixers
fan.
fan.
But I mean, apart from that, looking at the depth chart now, they did decently in the off season to get Kelly Oubre, someone in the playoffs if they get there, who can provide a spark off the bench. D'Anthony Melton, who seemed to be decent last year. I think he was a bit of like a fantasy sleeper at one point.
He
there.
was.
But then
Losing Niang though, is that an issue?
A little bit.
Bit of a 3-and-D
a little bit, but he never really had a massive role, did he?
No.
So probably not too much. But yeah, that's a good one, Corey. I'm intrigued to see how they look in this season.
Yeah.
My gut says not good.
Yes.
Tommy, who you got?
Well, that was my number one. I'm glad I prepared two because that was my one.
I had a few here.
I wanted to make sure because I didn't want to double up. My other one here is the Cavs. Now, this might be a little bit surprise, but my dot points here. Spider is yet to take a team on a deep playoff run. So he's always won. He's been on the Jazz. He's always good in the first round, but hasn't gone on a deep run.
Individually, very good.
Yes, that's true. Was the comfortable loss to the Knicks an issue in the playoffs? I don't think anyone expects them to lose in 5 like they did. Like I was surprised that they kind of rolled over almost. Mobley to take the next step. How does that look with Allen? Like Mobley's expected to take that leap as a third-year player. Does Jared Allen lose minutes? I'm a bit unsure about that. Garland very injury prone last year. Like I kind of don't think maybe it was the Mitchell impact. I don't think he kind of stagnated in my opinion. And I've seen a lot of very different predictions. I've seen some websites say 50 wins, some saying close to 45. So for me, it's just like some are saying that they'll finish in the top 3 seed, but others are saying like 6, 7. So that's what makes them unpredictable for me. Is that can they win more than 2 playoff series? I'm not sure.
It feels like their loss in the playoffs last year was, as weird as it sounds, a loss they needed to have. It was probably quite character building for them, for those young guys. Like they got bullied, to be honest, by Brunson and Randall, who just had more experience, were very calm, composed. And, I mean, Mobley, it's harsh to say he got bullied personally.
He wasn't great, though.
But he wasn't very good.
No.
Randall dominated that whole series. And they're going to be better for it, I think. But you're right, it is tough to tell because they're quite young. So we'll see. They picked up some
nice pieces. Struce
is a handy one.
And Niang at 3-and-D. So they picked up some nice shoot. They needed shooting, and they got it.
Yes.
So I think if I had to pick, I think they're more likely to go up than they are, like not down, but kind of stay the same.
Yeah.
But I do think there's enough question marks there. I see it as can they have an impact? They're going to make the playoffs. Can they have an impact? So that's the way I've seen it. I picked this one. So yeah.
Yep. Tend to agree.
Yeah, it's a good one. I've gone with, this might seem weird because of how their season went last year, but I've got Miami. I just don't really know where they sit because obviously my gut sitting here says they have one of the best cultures in the NBA, and with whatever team they have, they somehow find a way to scrape in to playoffs, playing whatever it is, and then make some sort of run or be super competitive. But
they didn't get better, did they?
They got, I would say, a fair bit worse. They didn't get Dame. They lost Gabe Vincent and Struce, who were so important in the playoffs. So important. And lost a fair bit of depth. They dangled Tyler Hero all off season and said, take him.
Now pulled him back.
So I can't imagine that he is too stoked with his situation at the moment. No. So I keep saying my gut, but I just don't know where they sit because they're Miami. They're always around the mark.
Yep.
But to me, it feels like this team isn't good enough, especially in an East with such a log jam in the middle. I don't know where they sit, basically.
Yeah, look, they could finish. They could finish as high as top 4, and it wouldn't surprise me. It would not shock me. But I also can't see them missing the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know they barely scraped in last year.
And then went for it.
Yeah, they did go for it, but I dare say they won't make the same mistakes. I think they'll put a bit more effort into their regular season play, try and build more of a sustainable offense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully pick up some pieces along the way. I think they really got rattled by missing out on Lillard.
Big
All
time.
reports are they literally just missed him at the last point. You saw Jimmy Butler coming out and saying they should be checking for tampering and all this. Like I think that hurt them because it stalled any other sort of moves they made. They sort of had all their eggs in one basket, and once they missed out on that,
You're stuck.
yeah,
You're stuck, aren't you?
stuck in that sort of no man's land. So they're definitely one to watch.
Yeah, for sure. Bam has to have a huge year, I think. He has to take a jump.
Yeah, we're waiting for it.
Yeah,
Waiting for it.
Feels like he had that, what was it, that playoff series where he was amazing a couple of years ago. And then he's just he's been
They
very...
made the finals at was it 2020?
Yeah, bubble stuff.
Bubble stuff.
Yes. He was very good. And then since then, he's been fine. But and
Yeah,
then
it's been
this is
fine.
hard because it's like fantasy is not a way to look at it.
No.
Because I don't watch as much basketball as others and probably as much as I should. But doesn't feel like he's gone to that superstar level yet.
No.
So maybe this year.
Certainly offensively, he has all the gifts.
Just got to use them.
Improves, yeah.
All right, next. Which team in the East has to make some notable improvements this season? Boys?
I mean, we was talking about him. So I had Miami Heat here. So we'll be quick because we just talked about him. We're big on Lillard, turn him down. Bucks and Celtics both stronger. It's the same things that you just said. Butler, another year older. Is it reasonable to expect him to continue being superhuman in the playoffs? I think he's just defying the odds. He's playing through his injuries and just turns up and is ridiculous. I just don't think we continue to expect him to do that. It has to eventually come to a head. And like you said, they essentially swapped Strus and Vincent for Richardson and Bryant, which is a very big net loss. So, yeah, I mean, you said everything that needs to be said. I think they are not on the same level as the Bucks and Celtics unless they do something. But I just don't know what the hell they do, to be honest.
It's too late. Corey?
It was obvious for me again. It has to be the Atlanta Hawks. They have to improve. They're better than a 500 team.
100%.
Right? Like last year, we joked about them being exactly 500. This year, they have to improve. The second year with Trey and Murray playing together, they've got a whole off-season with Quinn Snyder as their coach. I have a lot of faith in him and with what he did with the Jazz, taking them to their minor playoff successes and regular season success especially. Look, they have to improve, otherwise Trey's going to do something stupid.
Yeah,
here at some
100%.
stage.
Yeah, I agree with you. On paper, they look a 45 win team. They should be a 45 plus win team.
Yeah.
And we keep saying that, and they don't do it.
They have some good size. They have two really good guards that complement each other.
Yeah. Yeah, some athleticism off the
time.
bench, a couple of young boys.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hunter, that sort of guy.
Yeah.
Come on.
They got a
do
little
something,
bit
man.
smaller losing Collins. They got a bit more outside shooting. There's every chance for them to take the jump.
Yeah.
Now's the time.
100%.
Show us something.
Yeah. I like that one. I'm actually glad that we all went different ones here. I've gone Chicago because I'm just sick of them not doing anything.
Yeah, so mediocre.
We spoke about it. I remember speaking about it all last year. Just please blow it. Just blow this up. This is not working. Levine, DeRozan, and Vucevic is not working.
Yeah.
I know it's unfortunate that Lonzo had his injury, and he's very important to them.
Can't sit and wait.
It's clear to see, but what's the point? DeRozan, what have we got here? Hang on. I'm looking at my notes. Vooch is 32, DeRozan's 34.
Yeah.
By the time Lonzo comes back, you're not going to be contending anyway.
Make a
So
move.
you've just got to blow this thing up. I know it sucks. You tried. You gave up a lot for Vooch, and it didn't work. You got DeRozan, and it didn't work. But yeah, I don't. They're not going to make improvement. I'm pretty confident in saying that, but they have to because they decided to stay with that.
Yeah,
in quotation marks, big three.
You made your bed.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean their team looks essentially the exact same.
Yeah.
From what I saw, the only two guys that they got were Torrey Craig and Javon Carter. Yeah, not exciting. So
Lonzo's a long way off still.
yeah,
There's rumours he might miss most of this year too.
Yeah.
I'd be
Like,
surprised if he plays a game.
You look at some photos of his legs. His legs looks like little sticks.
Yeah. And he can come out and play a game, but is he going to be able to
Can't
come out and play like every second night or like back to back every second night? I just don't think so.
I can't see how. Obviously, we haven't been through his big injuries, but how can you like? I'm not sure how he gets back to that confident levels of like moving laterals and all that stuff because he's been out for 3 years. Been a long time.
Yeah, pretty much.
So and his legs look so tiny.
Yeah.
I know my legs are tiny too, but like I'm not 6 foot fucking 7. So, he meant
just
to
compare himself to Lonzo Ball.
both gun 3-point shooters. So, but no.
And equally aesthetic shooting forms.
Yeah, gross. That's a very good comparison.
You're welcome. I'm glad we sort of. I thought at least one of us would double up, so I'm glad that we all had 3 different. But we're all right. I mean.
Yeah, they do all have to improve.
There's a lot of teams in the East who sort of...
There's room for improvement in the East.
There is.
Yeah.
Big time. We'll talk about that later with sort of where the teams sit. But, yeah, there's definitely teams who have to take a jump. All right, rapid fire questions.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell you guys about these.
All
right.
Okay, I was getting my notes ready.
Yeah. I'm going to go one by one.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And just no thought, just give me your answer.
Okay.
Okay? Who wants to go first?
Okay, Corey, that's correct.
Corey.
Oh, what? Right.
How many games will Ben Simmons play this season?
42.
Ooh, I had more.
Good answer. I had 39.
I had 55.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had more.
He's high on him.
We'll
He's
remember
fit.
that. Tom,
Yes.
new signing you're most excited to watch?
Pardon? Oh, gee. Dame's boring, but Dame.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dame's playing Dame with
That's
Giannis.
absolutely fine.
With Giannis.
No, you can't miss that.
Yeah.
Who wins more games, Pacers or Magic?
Pacers.
Pace is easy.
I asked Corey that
Sorry.
question.
Oh, sorry. I was going to contribute.
He's
Sorry.
looking at me,
Sorry.
dog.
I'll be quiet.
Is Joel Embiid at Philadelphia at season's end?
No.
Bang. Clip that.
That's huge.
That's a big clip.
That's a big call.
No.
Bold call.
Corey, will the Celtics regret their off-season moves?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think they will. I think they've got all the pieces they need. They just have to put it together.
They're an exciting one.
Mm.
They're an exciting one. Cool. I just thought, break it up a bit. Just
Love
to
it.
surprise you guys.
Because you wrote down the Simmons one, so I knew the Simmons one was coming.
Yeah.
But the other ones, there you go.
Yeah, just added a couple more in there. I was just thinking, at work today. I should have been focusing on work, but I was thinking about this.
I mean, you watch Boats, mate. Like,
No, I wasn't watching Boats.
Ah.
I was on Facebook Marketplace.
then maybe you should have
Posting stuff. I was multitasking. Leave me alone. Dad, I was working. Okay, so
Absolutely
now
working.
we had fun with this last year and with the footy as well. I really like where we do this. The team wins sort of over-under mark.
Mm-hmm.
Always really, really difficult. There's a couple that might stand out.
I was browsing through Sportsbet bet responsibly
Yes, of course.
last night.
Yeah.
And I've gone through them. And
Yeah. There's not many easy ones, I'd say.
Some interesting
It
ones.
took me a while to find one that I was really confident with.
Yeah.
And even... I'm still not 100% convinced.
I've
I'd
got
say.
6 here, and I'm just going to pick.
Wow.
I'm just going to pick one at random. Could we go? Is it 1 or 2?
I've got 2.
Okay, good. I can't
Yeah,
want to do 2.
yeah,
Good.
absolutely. So, Tom, you've got 6. So you pick a couple of your favourites.
Okay, so my safe one to start is I think the Celtics go over 54.5 wins. That's an easy one. So I've got one safe one and one little cheeky one, a little Riley O'Donnell Kings one from last year.
Yeah.
So Celtics over 54.5 wins. I think they get that. I just think the Drew edition. I don't know. I don't have to say much. They'll get it easy. My riskier one, the Indiana Pacers to get over 38.5 wins. I think they got 35 last year with Halliburton missing a fair chunk of the season. I think Bruce Brown's a nice addition. They got Obi Toppin, but they do have quite a few forwards.
he won't be a need.
He's not. I don't think. I'm not including here because they've already got a fair few. They've got quite a few centres and forwards. I know from fantasy reasons like this.
Goga.
Goga, Stewart,
Jalen Smith.
the goggles, Jalen Smith, the goggles. So mate, he's not a big one, but I think Bruce Brown will be pretty good. And it is dependent if Hield stays. If Hield doesn't stay, I don't think they get there. But
Okay.
I think they get 39 wins. The Pacers.
Yeah, it's weird with Toppin. It feels like they've been chasing him for ages. For someone who doesn't really have much.
He was a top pick.
What am I trying to say here? Upside. I mean, I don't think he has much upside, to be honest.
At best, he's like a 3-and-D guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Rim runner?
And can run. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's best case
He hasn't
scenario.
shown anything.
Yeah.
It's like they tried at New York and he just never produced. So,
Another Kevin Knox type character.
yeah.
Typical sort of one that the Knicks draft.
well drafted.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like those ones, Tom. I think the Pacers, that's going to be tight.
Yeah, that
I
would be
think from like
close.
36, 37 wins for me, but
So you pretty much got them like at that play-in.
Yes.
range.
I don't want to spoil my next one, but yes.
Okay.
I think I didn't want to pick two big teams. I feel like it might be a bit easy going the 76ers under and that. So I was like, let's pick a risky one.
okay. Corey, what you got?
Let's just go bold. You know what?
Nice.
I'm going the Wizards under 23.5. They
Yes.
are going to suck eggs.
God, they are.
Defensively, they are going to cough up 120 points a
Yeah.
game. They only won 35 games last year. They've gotten much worse. Throwing Porzingis and Beal out the door. They're only going to give the ball to Paul, who's an inefficient shooter, and
Coos.
their best hope is Kuz.
Only way they win games is if they score 130.
Yep.
And they have one of the worst benches I've ever seen.
Yeah,
They have
it's
no
a
centers.
disgraceful
They
roster.
have like Gafford's the only center they got.
Yeah.
And he
He's injured.
plays
he
like
won't be
20.
back for
He
a
plays
few
20 minutes
weeks.
a game. He's got to play like 35. They got like Taj Gibson's a backup center. Who the hell are you?
They literally have ex-Chelsea centre-back Koulibaly on their bench. Like, who is that? Bilal Koulibaly. Who is that?
I have no idea.
He's meant to be their
I'm
backup
just flicking
small
through them.
forward.
Surely the Aussie Xavier Cooks get some minutes. I mean, they're that bad, surely.
Another big guard. What is it with Australians just throwing out
Yeah.
tall guards?
But yes, no, that's not a bad one. I think the only way they win is if they score 120 plus.
Fun
And
fact for you: Taj Gibson's on the roster.
I just said that.
How is
Don't
he
think
still
so.
sticking
Yeah.
around? 38 years old. He is.
That's disgraceful.
Yeah, how about it?
It genuinely provides you with such little hope
Hmm.
looking at this roster.
Yeah. They have two pieces of good young talent. Those are the two that we mentioned. Actually, Tyus Jones is a handy player. But defensively, you can't look at anyone.
No.
So how are they going to keep teams under the 130 point mark?
Yeah, I don't think they get to 20 wins, to be honest.
Wow, that bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
they are that bad.
Yeah, they are. They have no bet. Any injury, then they're not winning the game.
Yeah, 100%. Have you got another one?
I do have another one.
Beautiful.
Where am I? Yep, I've got the Knicks going over 45.5. I think that's a lock. I think that's a bit easy for me. I've got them being a top 4 seed. I can't see them being worse than last year. I really like Brunson with the ball in his hands. Randall just does what he does. Like, you take the good with the bad with Randall, but I put a lot of faith in Brunson. I think they're going to get even better than Knicks.
Yeah. They kept their team essentially the exact same. Who have they got? They got DiVincenzo. Not bad.
Yeah,
Another guy off
that's
the
a handy
bench.
little pickup.
Yeah,
Scoring.
Quickly, I imagine we'll get better. Grimes showed some promise.
Yeah.
If Robinson stays fit, huge. So yeah, I agree. I think that's quite a good one. Close to 50 wins, I'd say.
Yep.
Personally,
Back in Will Carpenter's man.
of course.
I don't think Brunson's going at 40 this year, just quietly, Corey.
No, I dare say he will.
He'll be in the third round for sure.
Ooh, third round.
Yes,
Jeez, he's all over this.
for sure. I've been doing a fair few mock
I was going to
drafts.
say minimum grand final appearance for you, I'd say.
Grand final appearance.
yeah.
I didn't make the playoffs last year.
Little birdie told me you're looking that far into the future. So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Don't say what I told you because there's 11 other guys.
No idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. Next question. So me, first one, Chicago under 37.5. I just think they're going to be really bad.
Yep.
And because
Blow it up.
the Pacers and the Magic are going to be better than last year, they'll add a couple of wins. It's just a big logjam in there. I just don't see them winning
They're
38.
the worst of those teams, I think.
Yeah.
Sitting there.
Yeah. So, yeah, low mid-30s. Mid-30s at best, I'd say. So that they're probably not going to get close. Other one, bit of a tougher one, I'd say, but Cleveland over 50.5.
I like it.
I'm very excited to see how they go. I think
me
they
too.
will bounce back from last year. Like we said before, we sort of spoke about them, or you did, Tommy, fair bit. Getting Struess and Yang, great
Yeah.
pickups. If they don't make the top 4, sorry, top 4, that's footy talk, home court, I'd be a bit disappointed because they have all the talent in the world and seem to be getting better very quickly. So I think they get over that mark.
Love the Cavs.
Yeah.
Donovan's my man.
Yeah, might get a jersey. Thinking about getting a black Cavs jersey.
Oh, that's sensational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that later.
I like everything.
I'm in the
about
mark
that.
for a new jersey. So.
Okay, we can go together.
Nice. We hold
Yeah,
hands.
go shopping. Oh,
Can
I
you give
remember
me 3 players on your mind, Tommy? 3
Pardon?
jerseys.
Oh,
Yeah,
that I
what-
want to get
Yeah, man.
Luca. I'd want Giannis. I've already got Giannis. So I would want a Tatum one, but it's 2 green jerseys in a row. So Luca, Shea,
Ooh.
and I mean,
Good jersey.
Wemby's obvious, isn't it?
It's annoying because the Spurs jerseys are boring.
Yeah, that's all black.
Classics.
All black, so...
Yeah.
That's probably the ones. But yeah, a spider one would be handy.
It would be handy.
Mm.
Okay. Right. Now, seeding tiers. This gets interesting. So seeding tier is probably the wrong word. More like just team tiers, like power ranking, seeding tiers, whichever way you want to do it. We've got 4 tiers here because last year it got a bit confusing. Tom and I had 5. Fletch had 4. So it was a bit muddled.
So we've made it the same.
We all have the same tier. So you can't, there's no real subjectivities. They are in this, or this. So tier 1, title contenders, self-explanatory. Tier 2, best of the rest. They're a really, really good team.
Home court.
Could, if they get home court. If they don't get home court, probably disappointed. Strong. Next, playoff / play-in. Basically, that's sort of in between. Stuck in the logjam.
That's 6 to 10.
Good, but not great. But not bad. And last, done by December. Because I was trying to think of a nice way to say that they're really, really bad.
Yes.
Done by December.
That's
Rolls
about
off the
right.
tongue quite nicely.
Yeah, I
so
like it.
we'll start with your done by December's Corey in the East.
Well, we know I don't think the Wizards are going to be much chop, so I've got the Wizards sitting in there, the Charlotte Hornets. Hopefully LaMelo's fit and firing and they do a little bit better than this, but I have them being very bad also. And then I've got the Detroit Pistons. As exciting as I hope they will play and as interesting as they will be to watch, they still sit in these last sort of 3 teams. They're just not good enough to be pushing those teams above them, that's all. And that's where I sit.
I am exactly the same.
Yep.
Exactly the same. I've got Wizards dead last, Hornets above them, Pistons were almost in the one above, but they're just not quite at
there.
the level of a couple of the teams that are just above them in the next tier. Tommy?
Same, except I have the Chicago Bulls in there.
Ooh.
Now my thought is I reckon by January they've blown it up. One of them has requested a trade and they are rebuilding. That's my prediction.
That is a fair assumption, I would say.
I think there was already kind of little murmurs during the end of the season that DeRozan wasn't happy, wants to leave, and Levine and Vooch is just shit. So I just think that by December...
There was rumours that he was just shit.
By December, I think there is trade things flying around, and I think that they are rebuilding. Now, the one that was the Magic. I had the Magic in there, but saying done by December is harsh. So I'm probably going to move them up.
That's okay. It's your list. You can do whatever you want with it.
I'll move them up.
So you had 5, and now you're going to have 4 in there.
1, 2, 3.
No, he had 4.
No, I had Wizards, Hornets, Pistons. I had Magic and Bulls, but I've taken the Magic out.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, it is 4.
Right. Yep. Okay. Yep. So pretty standard across the board there. I mean, yeah. Wizards, Hornets, Pistons. Just not much going on there. And the Bulls, yeah, that's a fair assumption. I think that they will have to make a decision. So, all right. Next, tier 3, the playoff / play-in. Like I said, teams who are good, not great, but still better than these done by December. They'll still be in the hunt for the play-in.
Yes.
So, Tom.
Nice. Okay, my 5. Brooklyn Nets, Atlanta Hawks, Toronto Raptors, Indiana Pacers, and Magic will finish 11th. So that they're obviously they're in the tier, but they'll finish 11th.
Yep. Okay. So how many teams did you have there?
5.
5. Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes.
Yep. Well, what did I
You
have
gave me the
different?
side eye.
I'm
That was
blank.
sexy.
I'm sitting here trying to
Whoa.
figure out what I had different because I definitely had something different. So, out of risk of getting it wrong to what Tommy said, I'm just going to read out what I had. So, I had the Brooklyn Nets, Indiana Pacers, Toronto Raptors, Magic Bulls. 5 teams. I did not have the Hawks in there. They're the one missing.
And you did not, and you had the Bulls. I did not.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. I got 7 teams in here.
So, I can see how you got here.
I got 7.
Yeah. See how we got here.
Which I'm sorry, like I didn't want to have 7, but
This is Tom
They could
AFL.
finish- yeah.
AFL, like all of them are going to be good areas.
no, this is just that I think
Except all of them are going to be mid areas.
Yeah.
that would be mid.
they're all going to be mid. I looked at so many of them and thought, 40 wins, sort of mid, like
Just
low
about,
low
yeah. 40s,
but they're not contending.
Mm.
So they're in here. So From the bottom up,
Mm-hmm.
Orlando Magic, Indiana Pacers, Chicago Bulls, Toronto Raptors, Brooklyn Nets, Atlanta Hawks, and the Miami Heat.
Heat.
Ooh,
Wow. Okay. Heat.
I was cutthroat.
I
That's
like it.
controversial.
I was cutthroat. I just sort of had to double down on that Miami call from before. I don't see them being up there. And that might be really, really harsh because Jimmy Butler's proven that he's just a star, and this is sort of an all-round season prediction. So they might finish again.
We just know they're going to be like they're
Yeah.
about that play-in, and that's all you can really give it.
Yeah, so
Right.
they might bite me in the ass, finish 8th or 9th again, and make
And then
the second round or the
yeah.
finals, and then I'm wrong. But I'm happy to, as Tom would say, die on this hill of Miami being bang average this year. So,
Yep.
and you've almost convinced me on Atlanta. You've scared me now that I have them in here.
Well, Atlanta
But I'm going to stick with it.
are my team, so I may as well just segue into the next tier.
Can you please do that?
How
Not
about
stare
that?
at me so sexually again. God damn it.
Hold on.
Can't,
You get-
can't help myself. I've missed him, Tommy. I've missed him. He's back. O'Reilly's back. Segueing into the next tier. So I've got my Atlanta Hawks sitting in there. Miami Heat, the hard to predict 76ers, because they could be as good as this. How they're presently structured, they could be as good as this, but we know it could all be blown up. And then I've got the Cavs and the Knicks, and I've all got them sitting about the same.
Yeah, that's very fair.
Mhm.
Thomas.
I had the same, except I didn't have the Hawks. So my Heat, Philly, Cavs, and Knicks. In no particular order, by the
No
way.
particular order.
No particular order. If I had
Okay.
to have a particular order, it would probably be Cavs, Knicks, Philly, Heat.
Okay.
Exact from 3 to
Yeah.
7. Is that the mass? Yeah.
Okay.
3 to 6, sorry. 3 to 6.
Yeah. Sorry to throw a little bit of a spanner.
Sure.
Oh, sorry, before I'll do mine. So, in order. Knicks, 76ers, Cavs. Those three.
Okay. In
Of
order.
course, because you had 7 teams in.
Yes, yeah, a lot.
So
Probably
Knicks,
too many.
So Knicks are 3 seed.
No,
was that from-
Knicks,
was that from
Knicks
4?
5th
So
seed.
5 to 3.
Yeah.
So I went from 3 to 6.
That's okay, Tom.
I'm going
No,
rogue.
you do it your own way,
I'm
brother.
going rogue.
All good, man. If you guys were to put one team from tier 3 to tier 2, who would it be?
The Knicks.
Cavs.
Yeah.
Cavs.
Very fair. Two very good teams.
I find it really hard. Like, I've got those top 2 teams in the East are just so far ahead of everyone else. It's like those 2 teams, a
Yeah.
whole pile of, you
Shit.
know what?
50
Yep.
That rich teams, there's poor teams, there's 50 feet of crap, and then there's the rest.
Yes, that's where we're at, I think, in this Eastern Conference.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
That's
So
such a
I
rest.
imagine, I hope that we have the same 2 teams.
Who do we have 1 and 2? That might be a bit different. Who's 1, who's 2?
Actually, no, I was going to say number 2 team at the same time. But
Makes no difference. There's only 2
for
teams.
headphone users, it's going to be awful. Corey, who do you have as number 2?
I have the Boston Celtics at number 2. I think they got just a little bit more to figure out, a lot more moving pieces in their roster this year. Obviously, Porzingis comes in, they're going to have to play smaller. I think they're going to struggle against some bigger teams. But yeah, they've just got more to figure out, and we know Milwaukee's been such a good regular season team for so long that I just think Dame's going to slot in easily.
It's a great summary, and I agree.
I also agree. A bit
Yeah.
boring. I also agree.
I feel like we haven't talked about the Bucks much, so I think we can talk about it now. This is sort of a good segue. Keep talking about the Lillard, Giannis pick and roll. Is that not just one of the most, not the most scary, one of the scarier propositions in the NBA that we've seen in
Absolutely.
quite a while?
Yep.
Absolutely.
How the heck do you defend that? And at the same time, you got Chris Middleton on the floor, you got Brook Lopez chilling out by the 3-point line. What the hell are you going to do?
It's probably the best. I've heard it's the best complementary duo since the Kobe and Shaq days. You know, like we haven't seen 2 stars get together that complement their game, each other's game so well. Stars that can, one man controls the ball and the other one plays off ball just fine, and that one unstoppable play in that pick and roll. Like
Yeah.
we've had stars like LeBron and Dwayne Wade play together, whilst both very good players. They both play off ball. You don't really get them in the same action that often, fast breaks and whatnot. Absolutely, but not that sort of absolutely dominant half court offensive set.
Yeah.
As I think we're likely to see with these 2.
Yeah, and I as well think it's absolutely huge for Giannis in terms of
Space.
not load management, but in-game load management, I'd say. We're going
Yeah.
to see a lot more Bucks lineups without Giannis in it. He's not going to... I mean, and I know he actually doesn't play probably as many minutes as some other absolute stars. Well, I haven't looked at the stats there, but I feel like he doesn't play 45, 46 minutes like some guys have to do.
No.
But going to see some pretty cool lineups with Dame just running the show. And Giannis can just chill for the last couple of minutes of a quarter and they don't get absolutely smacked. If Chris Middleton's injured because he is getting older, if he picks up an injury, that's absolutely fine. Because Dame is just so good that he can pick up the slack. So this is going to be a scary team. I don't know how many wins they get, but it's going to be pushing 60, I think. And they're going to be so good to watch. Maybe a Dame jersey. Now that I think of it,
Dame could be the one.
a Dame jersey.
Would it be which one would it be? Which like?
Because you've already got a white Giannis one, don't you?
Yeah, that's my thing. So I've got a white Giannis. So like 2 Bucks ones. I've only got my only other jersey is the Kawhi Leonard black one, which is obviously irrelevant now.
That has diminished in value.
Yes, severely. He was very good when I bought it. But feeling I've only got 2 jerseys at the moment. Having two of my 3 being the Bucks feels wrong.
Yeah.
I think Luka was next on my list.
It's not like you to jump on a bandwagon.
Oh,
is it?
get
Well.
stuffed. I'm a Spurs fan.
Good evening.
But no, I think Luka. I blew Luka once first, I think. But yeah, I mean Dame. Then with the chip, it'd be hard to turn that down. I think.
Yeah.
A white Dame.
Absolutely. Another team we haven't spoken about. I'm just sort of looking here, trying to find teams we haven't spoken about. Just quickly, the Raptors lost Fred. Didn't really do a whole lot else. They got Dennis Schroeder, who is serviceable, but I imagine that it opens up a little bit more for Pascal, Scotty, OG to do their thing rather than watching Fred chuck up threes.
Does Scotty run the floor? Like
I'm concerned
there's been
about
room. It's been like talked about for like 2 seasons now. I'm just not sure he's a ball handler.
No, I dare say if they put the ball in his hands, they're going to see a lot of turnovers.
Yes, I just don't think he's the guy. I'm glad he's not playing point. They'll still might play point guard. I'm glad that's not happening. But still, is Schroeder a floor general kind of operator? I'm not sold. But
Nope.
so I don't know who the hell's touching the ball there. Who's controlling it? But
Yeah.
Well, I like the acquisition of Dennis Schroeder. Hopefully he can, produce.
killed it in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Killed
He
it.
was sensational.
They have the makings of a bang average team, don't they?
Yeah.
You look at them and they just look bang average. I don't know. There'll be individual improvement from guys like Scotty, I imagine.
Yeah.
You'd hope there is, but
It'll be interesting to see what they do with Pascal.
yeah,
It's a big question mark for me.
I really don't know. They're going to be one. They're probably another one in terms of really, really, really tough to predict. But they're flying under the radar because there's other teams who are just sort of middling. But yeah, I don't know. For me, they have the makings of just a really bad 9th or 10th seed, and somehow they pop up there, and then they lose in the play-in, and they do it all again next
like
year.
what they did last year.
Yeah.
Correctamundo. So yeah, they're. I guess even the way we're talking about them, we don't really know, do we? There's not much to discuss with them.
There's not that
There is
relevant,
potential there, though. I suppose they are big and young still. So
Yeah.
defensively they should be sound.
Am I
Yeah.
right in saying Siakam was a bit injured last year? Did he get injured or was just not like?
He was just very average.
Okay, 'cause I thought he started
Down
pretty.
on production.
I thought he started pretty good. That's why I was like, did he just fade? Like, I don't know, but
Yeah. Well, so that's really all the questions and things we had in the East. But was there any other thoughts that you had on the East? Anything you wanted to?
we had this question last year.
Okay.
Best league pass team from the East.
Brooklyn Nets for mine.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm gonna be watching the Nets.
They feel like the Nets from, what was that, 3-4 years ago? D'Lo
Absolutely.
and was it Dinwiddie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Dinwiddie's
Doing-
back there now.
Doing the dancing on the bench.
Yeah.
They were just fun.
Yeah.
This has the makings. Mikal Bridges, so exciting.
Claxton, Simmons. They should be defensively brilliant.
They should be.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They
And
got
they were
Royce O'Neal on that roster.
Cam Johnson.
Yeah.
They're long. They're really long.
They should be defensively awesome, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
They could.
They're not going to lose any followers, I don't think.
No,
They're
not
going
by
to
any
be
means.
very, very likable. So
Yeah. I really hope they end up being a playoff team. I hope they make a real jump this year. I'd love to see it.
yeah. Apart from them, there's not actually many. I'm looking on this list here.
They can separate themselves.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
They really can. Atlanta, does that count? I don't know. I think because Trey's just either way. He's bums on seats.
Yeah.
Whether
Yeah.
it's for good or bad. Whereas some of these other teams, Bulls, Raptors, Heat, Magic, Pacers, they're just
Just a
yeah,
bit.
I think so.
Yeah.
I agree. I think
Yeah.
the West probably have more. The Cavs is one's probably been an easy one to see how. I guess Mobley, the Pistons, I wouldn't mind as well. Just Cade back,
yeah.
Ivy. what happens there.
True.
So, one of the Thompson brothers, I think is it
Allsar.
and men's the
Who hit
Rockets go.
a game-tying
There
shot
you go.
today, I believe.
So I'd have the Pistons in there too. Just they're interesting, but they're not going to be many games. But
Yeah.
interesting with a few young rookies.
I'll change my answer to the Bucks. It's David Giannis, man.
Okay,
Right.
yeah, sweet.
yeah. League
gonna be
pass.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not convinced. Atlanta. No. Sorry, I withdraw that to Milwaukee. So
Riley's picked his playoff team to watch early.
yeah, bold
You won't
prediction.
have to league pass them much. They'll be on bloody ESPN every second night.
Yeah.
On sports bet. All right. Well, that was it. 40 minutes and 30 seconds.
Nice.
There you go.
That's a good time.
So you playing netball, Corey?
No,
No?
I'm not a netballer.
Not a netball fan either.
No.
More like smaller balls, I'd say. Don't you?
Yes.
Don't you?
No, I just wanted to let this sit. Yes, I'm more a small balls man.
Yeah. Tom?
I think
Tom.
I think all sizes matter. So
Yeah.
the netball, the big balls are the netball, and then the little balls are the cricket. So
Thanks for clearing that up, Tom.
just want to make sure I like all sizes balls.
All of them, yes. He handles big ones on a Monday, small ones on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, on that bombshell, as Top Gear would say, thanks for listening. We'll have the Western Conference next week. Fletcher, if you're listening, hey, we miss you. Hope you're having fun. And Brooke as well, of course.
Yep.
Darwin.
Yeah, friends of the show.
Well,
Absolutely.
we use their house, so we kind of have to be. We kind of don't really. Well, one Fletcher's calls himself the host, and we also use their house, so kind of by default.
I would say so. Yeah.
Although
Default.
shout out to Centurino for hosting.
Yeah, thank
The
you. Thank you,
podcast,
Roscoe.
And
We're
And,
at-
Centurinos. And the
where's Buckley?
lemonades.
Yeah, the lemonade, not Kirk's though, it's Sweps. So
Yeah.
wouldn't have minded an ice cube, but you know.
yeah, I was just saying, it wasn't. Dad bought it today, so it was a bit.
Right.
It wasn't really cold. Dad's like, get some ice. Like, no, we're right.
You're not a warm lemonade guy.
Generally not.
No.
Generally not. I would say.
It's got a
no.
place. It's got
Yeah.
a place.
I'm a big ice man in general, though. Orange juice with ice,
No,
always.
No.
Right.
In the
Right.
morning.
I think it weakens it. I think the obviously when the ice
You
starts
drink it
melting,
quick enough.
I want to savor my beverages.
Get the job done, Tommy.
So how long would you take to drink a glass of OJ?
The average time.
How
I
long does it
don't
take
know.
you to eat a piece of toast?
Yeah.
Minute and a half.
Time
So,
yourself tomorrow.
Yeah.
I will ask you alright, and just normal, not
Yeah,
just like
don't
chomping.
don't rush it. Just put a video on, eat
Yeah.
your toast.
About 2 minutes. I don't take
Socials.
toast.
Socials, yeah,
Socials.
I'd say so. Well, you the other day said you have peanut butter without Marge, which I thought was quite
Yeah,
concerning.
yeah. And what like Nutella without Marge? I have Nutella without Marge.
Oh, it's dry.
Yeah.
No.
So dry.
Nah.
And then the OJ washes
There's a
it
time.
down.
There's a time for it. Like you're in a rush, you get to move on. Like you don't have time to put the
Yeah.
butter on the bread.
Yeah.
That's probably the only time for it.
Although I'd argue Nutella Krustkits is essentially the same
What the
thing, and I really like that.
What is it? Nutella Krustkits?
Nutella Krustkits.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're good.
And there's no butter on that, and
You
that's
never had a
really
Krustkit?
dry.
I've had a Krustkit, not Nutella. I have like cream cheese and salmon or
Oh,
something.
okay.
Okay, that sounds so posh. That
Right.
sounds so posh.
Fancy that.
I like
Gee
those
whiz.
smoked salmon strips. That cream cheese is pretty good. I sound so posh.
I did think the
Sounds like
Gucci
a-
flip flops you were wearing were a bit interesting, but now I realise why. Far out.
I've never had Nutella Krustkit. I might have to give that a crack.
It's really nice.
Is it?
Be a bit of a change
With
of
butter.
pace to you.
With butter.
No,
Just so you don't put butter on Krustkits.
no, that's what I'm saying.
Yes, yeah,
That was
yeah.
my point, Tom.
This,
A
I'm still
dry
not.
biscuit.
I'm still not sold. I just think you're just ruining it with butter.
You try Nutella, we'll try cream cheese and salmon. How's that? Where
Are
do
you
you get
shouting with you?
You get those like smoked salmon. You get those
He's
packets.
shouting. Where-
Smoked salmon. You ever had smoked salmon?
I'm not a big. I had it with brekkie once in the UK, and it just didn't really do it for
I
me.
would never have it.
Salmon for brekkies, are right? No.
Really?
Yeah, oh,
It's
yeah.
quite common.
I like
Eggs with
so
smoked
I'd have
salmon.
it like a
Yeah.
snack or like a lunch dinner. I
Do
would never
yourself
have
a favour, Tommy. Smashed Davo, salmon.
I love my
Yeah.
smashed avo.
Bit
Love my
of salt and
smashed avo.
pepper.
Yeah,
Bit of lemon?
yeah, have to. Yeah, a lemon. That I
Drizzle
wouldn't-
some lemon on your avo.
Okay, I've never done that, but salt and pepper is essential.
You haven't lived, brother.
Wow. Okay, I'll try it Friday morning. I'll record it.
Yeah.
and I'll let you know. But
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Can you set all the microphones up and do like a cheeky little
ASMR.
ASMR, with you?
ASMR.
And we'll make it a bonus episode.
That's not.
Listen to Tommy
That can be
eat.
my white noise when I go to bed on Friday night
That'll get
before
you
a
through,
big
will it?
game of cricket on Saturday. Yeah. Tom,
What a great way to end it there.
finish us off.
What a great way to end it there. So, Corey, thank you for jumping on again. We'll have you back next week for the Western Conference, I
Yep.
don't Well,
Well-
we've locked you in anyway, so you have no choice.
I'm around.
We'll be recording that and the individual ones next week, just for full
That's
transparency.
because we don't want Corey to do his team ones and then not the individual ones.
Just
So-
to get them all out in time, because
true.
the season starts on a Wednesday.
The week after next.
So we'll be releasing the third one on a Monday,
Nice.
just to get it out in time.
Good. That's smart. Riley, great to have you back
Thank you, mate.
in Australia. I'm sure Ditchling Creek Club miss you dearly, and you said they were trying to poach you for next year, but you said, nah, I've got to stay with Tommy. No, I don't blame you. So that's a
And Buckley.
great Buckley. Great
There's
business
nothing
decision.
without you.
Oh, no, maybe. But anyway, thank you all for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a stranger, as well as a friend if you have any friends. And
You don't have to add that. That is just...
yeah, thanks for listening. And yeah, see you later.
See ya.